and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so much for spending some time with me today and watching my video. This is going to be my weekly selection reading for the week of May 3rd to the 9th. Today we're going to explore, of course, those obstacles and challenges, but again, I really want to focus in on those positive aspects. We've got still that global tower-esque type situation that is causing some challenges on the exterior. So on that individual plane, I really want to focus in on those positives, those tools, those skills, those gifts, and of course those blessings that we can really embrace and utilize throughout the week. The decks I've chosen for this reading are the Wizard's Tarot and the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. And like always, there are links below to all these fantastic decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. Now, for my selections this week, my friends, I have Rose Quartz, Auralite, and then I have Tiger Iron. I want you to quickly decide which crystal resonates with you right now, and then in the description box below I have a timestamp. You can click on that correlating timestamp and it'll take you straight to your reading. And I will see you there. Hello and welcome, my Rose Quartz friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full 78 tarot and the full oracle deck, so you get the fullest and most comprehensive reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the cards have to say. What can my Rose Quartz friends expect from the week of May 3rd to the 9th? Recovery. It's a good card to see. We're going to start to see a bit of reprieve, some breathers, some aha moments that are going to help take us forward. They're going to help kind of ease some of the tension we're feeling. That breath. I'm really feeling that ancestral support, whether it be from this physical plane or from the astral plane, kind of giving us that wisdom that we're missing. Those pieces of knowledge that are going to help get us back on our feet and give us literally that key to go forward. How do we do this? They have a lot of relevant knowledge that we're missing. Completion. We're going to see some cycles come to an end. Different aspects, different areas of our lives. Now, not all of it is going to be on a physical death and rebirth. This can be on a project ending or a piece or element that is coming to that natural close. Some of that natural close is where we're going to get that recovery that's going to help us go forward. We need to have things end so new things can begin. Trickery. Being very mindful of these completions and what they look like. Being very mindful that we're not pushing ourselves forward and jumping the gun. There's a lot of aha moments that you're going to have access to, but we can't jump over pieces and parts of our journey that are going to be relevant. We need to allow things to naturally come to that close, to that next point, before we jump forward too much. If we jump forward too much, we're going to miss those pieces that we need to learn. We signed up to this journey, and I've been asked by a number of clients, did we know that this was going to happen? Yes, some of us did. Others, it's not in our Akashic records. We're just here to support people going forward, helping them step into their light, into their power. But yes, there are some people who knew that this virus was going to hit and that it was going to cause that global shift. whether or not we knew about the virus isn't really the point. We've signed up to learn different aspects, different components. If we do not allow things to unfold as they need to, we're going to be missing aspects. We're going to be missing key opportunities for that knowledge. The universe will keep circling back until we get this information. So we can't be trying to pull the wool over our eyes or the eyes of those around us. The universe knows the truth. Your guides, your guardians, and support systems know as well. We need to be very honest with ourselves and with those around us. Being mindful that there are a lot of individuals who are trying to push things forward a lot faster than what they should. Making sure you're making decisions for you and your family that are for your guys' greater good. Many people are worried about that bottom line, and that bottom line will cause people to miss out, and we will cycle back to this exact same situation. So taking that time, really reflecting in what's meaningful, what are you understanding, and how can you incorporate that into your life? All right, let's go on to this week. Let's look at this week a bit more. What can my rose quartz friends expect from the beginning of the week? Justice. That balance. I love this justice card. We've got the scales. We have the sword of truth and knowledge. We're not being bombarded by an individual making that choice. It sometimes does feel like that empty chair. Making that choice and really balancing out what is right and wrong. At the beginning of the week, this card is not going to be holding true. Later in the week, we're going to see some flexing of the justice card. You're going to see people trying to, like I said, push things forward before their time. Making sure that we hold true to this justice energy. This 11th card in the Major Arcana needs to flow throughout the week. It'll help really take out that trickery and that exaggeration. Trickery doesn't always have to be that sleight of hand. This card really, the trickery card reminds me of the Seven of Swords, that puffing up of your ego. We need to be mindful of that energy. It flows throughout the week. We do have the Justice card to help balance it out. What about the middle of the week? What does the middle of the week bring, my rose quartz friends? The Two of Wands. It's another balance card. So we're starting to see a bit of a theme here, my friends. The more we're able to balance things out, the more we're going to gain from it. Like I said, we have that recovery, that knowledge. We need to make choices on what we're going to do with that knowledge, how we're going to incorporate it, how it's going to show itself in our lives. We may have to use some creativity in incorporating it into that every day. However, it's going to be essential for us to move forward on that individual and then on that global scale. And what about the end of the week? What does the end of the week bring, my rose quartz friends? The Three of Wands. Now the Three of Wands is that action card. It's hard to see in this suit. However, the Two of Wands talks about decision making, that duality, that choice. The Three of Wands talks about that incorporation. Between the Two and the Three of Wands, middle end of the week, we're going to see that trickery and that puffing up of ego come into play. We're going to have that completion, that heaviness that it brings, really start to show its head and start to try and slow us down. No matter how bittersweet that shift is, we do need to start to incorporate new changes, new thought patterns into our lives, and then as we progress and go forward into that collective well-being. So let's look at the week challenge. What challenge will my rose quartz friends face for the week of May 3rd to the 9th? The Ace of Wands. Now, aces are a gift. Wands, that inner fire. Certain parts of the week are going to really spark that ignition forward. The Ace of Wands really feels like that match striking to me, that eruption of flame, passion, and desire. Different elements and different ideas are going to come forward to you, and they're going to encourage you to literally take hold, similar to you've taken the wand, and push yourself forward on that one idea. We need to be careful of that very closed-minded thinking. We need to weigh our options and incorporate that information that is being offered to us, which in some aspects, like I said, it's going to be in that astral plane. So we're going to have to do some meditation and reflection on the messages and symbols that are left for us. We have to decode what's happening. We can't take that just one spark and push it forward too far, because we're going to miss pieces. We're going to miss aspects. It does play into that trickery, to that sleight of hand, if you will. Your ego is going to start to really see some of this on the bigger scale for you and wants you to slow down. The Nine of Cups. Complacency. We're happy with where we're at. We've got a lot of abundance. We've worked hard. Why would we want to expand? Why would we want things to end? Like I said, your ego is going to try and slow you down. Yes, you should celebrate all that abundance, all that you've achieved in your life. The pieces that need to naturally end aren't the pieces that are bringing you that abundance. They're the pieces that are slowing you down. Anytime we're looking at going to that next chapter, going to that next aspect or part that we are going to explore and learn from, it offers us the ability to increase that abundance, to raise our vibration, and bring in and heighten our manifestation skills. So we have to be very cautious of what our ego is pushing us forward on. Taking that step back, critically thinking about what's happening, because the one thing your ego doesn't do well with is critical thinking, and it will reduce this trickery. Let's look at the blessings. What blessing can my rose quartz friends embrace for the beginning of the week? Growth. It's pretty evident, right? We have that ability to incorporate pieces that we hadn't thought of, which allows us to expand and grow. And that expansion and growth brings about it that abundance. Abundance not only in that monetary level, but on all aspects and planes of ourselves. We have abundance everywhere. We don't always take that time to reflect on where that abundance is. We get stuck on that material and financial abundance. That's where society has really encouraged us to focus that abundance. We do have abundance, and we do have the ability to grow on all aspects and planes of ourselves. Let's go into the middle of the week. What blessing can my rose quartz friends embrace for the middle of the week? Destiny. I've said this before in past videos. We have kind of not so much of a destiny. We have signed up to learn and experience different pieces in this lifetime. It's part of our Akashic records. And I guess in a way it is destined on what happens, how things unfold to a certain extent. We have the freedom of free will. We make choices. That's why the high vibrational beings can't just step in and go, oh, I'm going to help you and resolve all your issues. We have to muddle through and figure it out. That in itself is part of our experience, part of our journey. It sucks that at birth onto this plane, we forgot everything. And part of our journey is to reconnect in to that master plan so that we can align ourselves to that soul's deeper journey. Knowing this week, my rose quartz friends, that you are going to be offered the opportunity to gain some insight and direction into this. This global event is really helping people to realign to that deeper and more meaningful journey, to our soul's deeper journey. And this week really does bring that ending and some of that understanding that we need right now. What about the end of the week? What blessing can my rose quartz friends embrace for the end of the week? Renewal. The end of the week, we're going to see that movement. Like I said, we have to incorporate some of this understanding and knowledge into our life, into our everyday, which is going to bring about that renewed sense of hope, joy, and fulfillment. We've been kind of feeling really run down recently. We're feeling really burdened and overwhelmed. Some of these aha moments are going to help with that rejuvenation and help us to get back up on our feet. Very important week for you, offering you that ability to tap in. And like always, I'm talking about the opportunity. What you put in, what you do for yourself, will reflect on what happens this week. Things don't just fall into our lap. We do have to put some legwork in. We have to give ourselves that time and energy so that we can tap into this knowledge. The only time things fall into our lap is when you have this tower situation and the universe is tired of your complacency, tired of that procrastination. It kicks you in the butt, and sometimes it kicks you really darn hard to move you forward. So remembering, this is an opportunity, not a must-have. Some of that trickery and misguidedness will happen because other people are going to make their own individual choices that are going to impact you. So as much as we have free will, we do have to be very mindful that other people in our lives, in our society, also have free will and can make choices that impact us. So we're going to end off on any final insight and wisdom that we can share with my rose quartz friends for the week of May 3rd to the 9th. The Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is that reminiscing card. talks about the importance of reflecting back, that importance of reflecting into past experiences, past situations, and how you overcame them. Again, we don't want to get caught up in what happened and how you felt. This is knowledge base. We want to make sure we're gaining the knowledge. We had that recovery card. And that recovery, those key pieces, is going to be knowledge, insight. We need to tap into our knowledge and insight on this past lifetime, and if you can, past lifetimes of yourself and your support system, that astral support system. They too are carrying a wealth of knowledge. Connecting in and receiving that insight is going to be very important. Cups are about intuition. They're about that connection to the higher vibrational beings. We need to utilize that to gain some of this insight that we're looking for, that's going to help us to stand back up so that we feel stronger and more able to take on these challenges that we're being faced with. The Seven of Wands. Now, sevens can be a challenging number. However, they're usually victorious. Through hard work, and especially with the wands, we have that courage and determination. We're going to be successful. The Seven of Wands talks about not backing down. We do need to tap into our courage, our determination, our creativity to be able to ascertain the information and direction that we need. We can't be idle observers in our lives. We need to be active participants. And that's very much what the Seven of Wands is encouraging you to do. To literally take hold of this. Rather than taking things for face value, check into it. Does it resonate with you? Is it for your greater good? Does it make sense? And if it doesn't, what is it about what is being said or suggested that doesn't resonate with you? Then we also have to check in, is it ego-driven? These are the critical thinking skills that the ego can't support. We have that Justice card. I said it was going to be really important to use throughout the week. When we take the time to ask the questions and gain the knowledge to go forward, we feel stronger. Part of that is that renewal. We ask the questions, then we have to implement it. And I know many of us are getting really stuck and bogged down by the restrictions that have been put into place. Critically think about it. Why are we asked to stay at home? Why are we asked for social distancing? What would happen if you choose to go out? What would happen to those who are vulnerable, like your ancestors, like the child down the street that's battling cancer? When you critically think about things, you have the answers that you're going to need to go forward for your greater good and the greater good of all. We function from that soul's deeper purpose, from a high vibrational place. We get the answers that we need. And those answers don't negatively impact the individual next door or down the street, because it's part of the collective good. The Star, the 17th card in the Major Arcana. Again, we have another balance card. The Star talks about balancing our energies on the physical. She's pouring some energy onto the land. She's pouring energy on the water. To our creative and intuitive side, our spiritual side. Balancing out our time so we're not hyper-focused on one aspect. We're balancing it out and bringing more harmony into our lives, into our everyday. And that harmony will bring in this rejuvenation and renewal that we need. I want to thank you guys so much for spending time with me today and watching my video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into what the week holds for you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing coming your way. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel, hit that little red bell so you don't miss any of the videos. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my friends. Hello and welcome, my Auralite friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full 78 cards in the tarot deck and the full oracle deck, so you get the fullest and most comprehensive reading for you. Alright, without further ado, let's see what the cards have to say. What does the week of May 3rd to the 9th bring my Auralite friends? Discovery. What a fantastic card to start out on. That discovery of self, the discovery of not only different parts of self, but a bigger understanding of what role you need to take and tasks and ideas on how to go forward. Passion. Very much connected into discovery. Being able to share self, those pieces and aspects that bring you joy, that bring you fulfillment, are going to bring harmony and balance back into your everyday, but also the everyday of other people. We like to bottle up and kind of hoard our energies. Sharing our passions, those pieces that bring us joy, are going to amplify your levels of that high vibrational energy, but it'll also increase the levels of others around you. That's why it's so important that we share our passions. We share those pieces that bring us that joy. They bring us that fulfillment. Perseverance. We are being very impacted by what's happening in the world around us. We can't give up. We need to use what we discover about ourselves, those deep, dark, hidden aspects, and then also, like I said, sharing those passions. These two cards are very connected. The more we know about ourselves, the more we understand about ourselves, the more connected we are, and the more able we are to share our passions. So basically, the more we dig, the more we understand, the more we're able to share. The higher our vibration, the higher the vibration of those around us, and we start to globally see that shift. It takes some time, but it does happen. So let's look at this week. See how we can discover these pieces about ourselves, connect it into our passions, and for the love of God, not give up. Because I know it's getting challenging. We're feeling a little bit penned in. The weather's getting nicer and it's harder to stay inside. We want to go out and embrace that warm weather. So what does the beginning of the week bring my Auralite friends? The Star. Such a beautiful card. It's the 17th card in the Major Arcana. It talks about balance. It talks about our hopes and dreams. It also talks about our creativity. We need to be balancing out our energies in that physical plane and our spiritual. Helps with that discovery, helps bring in that harmony that we need. Because when we start to balance out that energy, we start to see different parts of ourselves and our lives open up. The more balanced we are, the higher the vibration of our day and our lives, and we feel that harmony, we feel that beauty and joy within the universe. We can incorporate it into our everyday, and we can share it with those around us. Also talks about that energy within, making sure our chakras are clear, making sure they're aligned, and making sure we physically feel okay. Because when we physically feel okay, we can take on those challenges, and we feel able to bear the weight of that burden. Let's go into the middle of the week. What can my Auralite friends expect from the middle of the week? The Ace of Pentacles. Aces are that gift, that pentacle about growth and abundance. The more connected in we feel, the more we're able to literally stand up on our feet and give back. As we connect into our energies, as we connect into our creativity, we're able to plant seeds within ourselves, helping to grow that foundation and that stability. Pentacles are that earthy energy. They give us that stability of Gaia. When we connect into our creativity, and the reason I keep saying creativity, we have this beautiful bird, maybe hard to see and easy to miss. He is connected into an Egyptian god that I can't remember the name of. I've been racking my brain. So if you remember which Egyptian god I'm talking about that is connected to the creativity element, please leave it in the description box below. It's going to boggle my brain for the next little while here. But when we connect into our creativity, again, it goes back to that passion card as well, we're able to plant the seeds of inspiration, of hope in others. We're really going to see in the middle of the week that we're going to be able to take our passions, our energies, and inspire those around us. Whether through very direct and mindful situations and events, or indirect, that passive support. Something that you comment or say can make a big impact on another person's day and life. So you're going to see in the middle of the week, you're going to have a lot of power to support people and encourage them forward. Also connects into that perseverance. We may feel strong, we may feel grounded, and we may have our energies flowing. However, others may not be so lucky. They may be struggling a bit. Through support and sharing of our passions, we'll be able to inspire and encourage people forward. We also had the Four of Wands jump out with the pentacle there. Now, the Four of Wands is a celebration card. It talks about that community, celebration, and support, really giving us that gateway to move forward. Move forward on personal growth, creativity, and passion. Additionally, like I said, we could be the one that's holding open and supporting that person or people through their gateway. Remembering we have free will, and our choices and actions have impact on those around us. We need to support and encourage those people who are really important in our lives. And in some cases, they may not be that connected in with us. However, through social media, they are. And we may inspire and encourage them forward without even knowing. What about the end of the week? What does the end of the week bring, my Auralite friends? The High Priestess. I love this card. It's one of my favorite cards in this deck. I love the depiction of this amazing archetype, the gatekeeper to our higher intuition, to our higher self, and to that collective knowledge and consciousness. That's what's behind her, is that collective wisdom. She carries the scroll of Torah, which is that universal knowledge. We need that universal knowledge. Taps into that discovery phase. We need that knowledge to go forward, not only on our individual pathway, but as a collective society. We need that universal knowledge to help us forward, help us overcome this tower situation. The end of the week, especially with our energies flowing, we're going to see that we're going to have that connection in and the ability to understand messages that we may have missed in the past. Trusting in our abilities, trusting in our passions will help us to raise our vibrations and understand what it is we need to know. Discover those pieces, those aspects about self and about our journey that are imperative for us right now. Now we also have yet another balance card. We have that balance of dark and light. That balance is going to be key. The more we're able to balance our energy and balance ourselves so we are grounded when we are working on that spiritual realm, the more effective we're going to be with our work. Balance is key. We literally had 2 major arcana, so major life shifts, flanking and sandwiching these 2 minor arcana. We're starting to see a lot of 2s here. In angel messages, when you see that multiple 2, the angels are telling you to listen to your intuition and not give up. So let's look at the challenge. What challenge will my Auralite friends face for the week of May 3rd to 9th? The King of Cups. Now, kings are that fully developed personality. They have the most power and the most control. The King of Cups controls our intuition and our emotion. We're going to feel very unstable in our emotions, which is going to give us that disconnect to our intuition. Now, no matter how tantrumy the King of Cups is, he cannot take away her power. She is the most intuitive card in the deck. It's going to be our emotional control that's going to be essential for us. Goes back down to that balance and energy flow. We need to check into our emotions so we are not flying off the handle. We're in control. We need to use the King of Cups as an ally rather than an obstacle. Really making sure that the seas of outside don't impact that very balanced and harmonious energy and center of self that you're going to create. The more you're able to focus in and keep yourself grounded, the more he's going to be an ally. Because that emotional roller coaster is going to be an easy thing to hop on and off of, which is going to feel very unstable for you. Connect into that groundedness, connect into that balance, and you will see the King of Cups shift. Let's look at blessings. What blessing can my Auralite friends embrace for the beginning of the week? Facade. We all have one. We all protect ourselves with what we think people want to see. Part of this discovery is breaking down this facade, because we ourselves start to believe this facade. We limit our abilities because we limit all those amazing skills and talents that we have that you may not feel is societally correct, or you may not feel will be accepted by your friends and family. Allowing yourself to see through this illusion, bring back that centeredness, bring back that harmony and that connectedness, because that connectedness will help us to really realign our hopes and dreams, which is going to help with that fulfillment and joy. Brings those energies into our everyday. What about the middle of the week? What blessing can my Auralite friends embrace for the middle of the week? Prayer. Prayer and connection is vital. Now, you don't have to go to a certain building or religious center to pray. You can pray anywhere. It's you connecting in with that higher entity, whether you call it God, Goddess, the Creator, the Source. Connecting in and asking for the support you need. Now, I know many of us feel that our prayers and our requests are being unheard. We have to remember that we signed up for a journey to experience and learn different aspects, points, and situations. The great source, those higher vibrational beings, aren't going to step on our learning experience. They know what we've contracted to learn, to experience. They're going to support us in achieving what it is we've set out. So making sure that if you don't feel that your prayer or your request is being heard, that you open it up a bit, broaden it. Ask for that understanding, because what you could be praying for is in direct contrast to what it is you wanted to do in this lifetime. And then finally, at the end of the week, what blessing can my Auralite friends embrace for the end of the week? I should say, and Archangel Michael is right, he just mentioned the fact that you don't pray to high vibrational beings. They receive the insight and guidance from that greater source. We pray to the greater source. We set our intentions with those higher vibrational beings. I intend to do this reading to convey the information that is needed for my friends. Setting intention is different than prayer. Prayer is that conversation with that greater source. And it does not mean you have to cop or repent things that you feel that you've done or not done. That's not what prayer is about. Prayer is about connecting in, thanking that great source for what they've given you, and asking for guidance and wisdom on how to go forward. It can look very different for different people, but just remember that there's a difference between prayer and intention. Okay, we have impatience. As a collective, we suck at patience. We need everything right now. We don't really do delayed gratification well. As technology has advanced, our patience has withered. We need to have patience and allow things to unfold as they need, to teach us and allow us to experience those pieces and aspects that we're supposed to. If we fast forward too quickly, we're going to miss out on parts that are going to be important for us, which is going to have the universe cycle us back to that experience, to that situation again, until we learn what it is we're supposed to. So when we are fast forwarding, we do miss out and we end up back to where we started. Taking that breath and allowing things to unfold as they naturally need to. Experience and learn what you can in the present moment. We can't keep focusing in on the future because again, we miss out. Our head is stuck in forward mode, not in present mode. So we're going to end off on any further guidance and support that we can offer my Auralite friends for the week of May 3rd to the 9th. The King of Swords. Unlike his brother, who's going to be causing emotional roller coasters, the King of Swords reminds us of the importance of truth, of knowledge. We started this reading off with the Discovery card. I said that knowledge is going to be key. The King of Swords reminds us of how important that knowledge will be and how we're going to have to take past knowledge, past experiences, and apply them to our everyday, to this week and to the weeks to come. He also reminds us of the importance that this is a critical week to think with our head rather than that heart, because our emotions are going to be up and down. We need that cool collective sword to take us forward. When we use our critical thinking, we can really start to decipher and pick apart what isn't going to work for us. And more importantly, what is and how we can use it in our everyday. I love it. The Ace of Swords, those aha moments. Because that knowledge that we're going to pick apart, that's going to be for a greater good, those aha moments are going to be fast and furious. We need to use that sort of truth and knowledge to help us through our week, to help us overcome that turbulence that the King of Cups is going to bestow on us, and really be able to embrace that forward discovery. And then finally, the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is a teamwork card. I like to call it the Triforce Perfecta. When you're working with self, those support systems from your physical realm, and then also the support systems from that astral realm. When the three of them work together in tandem, that's when you're going to see that vibration rise. You're going to see those passions ignite, those discoveries come fast and furious. You've got that guidance of the high vibrational beings and the practicalities on the physical level, balancing out that task at hand and essentially balancing out your week. I love the Triforce Perfecta, and it's a fantastic support and reminder for this week. Now we also do have double kings. Kings are the 14th card in the Minor Arcana. When you see that multiple 14, the angels are telling you that this is a time of love and spiritual growth. We need to be careful of the energies that we put out, because we're going to attract that same energy back at us. Then of course we've got the double aces. In angel messages, when you have that multiple 1, the angels are encouraging you to believe in yourself and your abilities. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching my video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful. and they are able to gain some direction and insight into what the week holds for you. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing and fun videos coming your way. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss any of these videos. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Auralite friends. Hello and welcome, my Tiger Iron friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full 78 tarot cards and then the full oracle deck, so you get the fullest and most comprehensive reading for you. Alright, without further ado, let's see what the cards have to say. What can my Tiger Iron friends expect from the week of May 3rd to the 9th? Recovery. Gonna have that breath, that ability to get back on our feet. Let's be honest, with what's been happening globally, that time of recovery and restabilization is going to be really essential for us. Expansion. In this recovery, we're going to be able not only to stand up and kind of take that pause and that breath of fresh air, we're going to be able to use some of the knowledge and insight that we gain in this pause to help us understand how to go forward, expanding our knowledge and insight bases so that we better understand what is being asked of us, how we can overcome that individual challenge brought on by that global tower experience we're having, and then in some cases, how to overcome that global experience that we're having. That ancestral or spiritual guidance is important. We have the same spiritual support in both cards. That spiritual enlightenment, that spiritual guidance is going to be essential. We can't do this with our current understanding. We need that universal guidance to help us forward. Gratitude. A gentle reminder that we're not doing this alone and that we need to thank and share the love with our support systems. Our support systems on the physical plane and then also in that spiritual plane as well. When we share our love and gratitude, not only are we expressing what is really close to our heart, we're raising the vibration of those around us because we are sharing our loving energy with them. So let's look at this week a little bit more. What can my Tiger Iron friends, he really wanted out, expect from the beginning of the week? I can see why. The Page of Swords. Pages are that childlike, innocent energy, very much connected into the recovery and the expansion card, because we're going to be expanding our understanding, expanding our knowledge, and using a touch of our creativity, our playfulness, and our inquisitive energy to explore what is happening, not only to ourselves on an individual level, but on that global aspect as well. Now, it's really critical that we explore and reflect on our skills, our abilities, and our knowledge, and how we can apply them in our everyday. There are parts and pieces that we're holding on to and kind of hoarding that we need to share. We need to share with ourselves. We need to share with those around us. When we hold in those talents, those skills, not only do we miss out, but as a collective, we're missing vital aspects that is going to help with that understanding of our situation and how to overcome it. We need to spend some time questioning what we're holding back, questioning what we're doing, and questioning how we can do it better. What about the middle of the week? What does the middle of the week bring? My tiger iron friends. The Four of Pentacles. Fours are about stability and foundation. Now, the more we're able to question and understand what's happening, what we can do, how we're doing it, what we're holding back, how we can maybe improve things for ourselves, we're going to create that stability. We're going to create a stronger foundation for us to be able to expand and move forward on. The Four of Pentacles connects into that recovery card because we feel supported. We feel grounded. That stable energy helps to give us that breath. Right now, this Tower experience brings in that instability and that uncertainty. The middle of the week, when we connect into that grounded stability, we're going to have that ability to take that breath, to recoup a little bit, to help organize some of these amazing answers that the page helps us explore. Figure out exactly where it is they need to go. So let's look at the end of the week. What does the end of the week bring? My tiger iron friends. The Moon. It's the 18th card in the Major Arcana. It does talk about uncertainty, but it talks also, more importantly, about that balance and exploring the unknown. Like I said, we're going to need that guidance from our higher vibrational beings and that universal wisdom to move forward. We need to go through those gates. Those gates talk about that connection to that unknown. We need to be okay with sitting with a bit of unknown in our lives so that we can move forward. We can tap into our guidance. We can tap into those high vibrational beings. We can gain the guidance that we need to move further into this gateway. Now, as we go through and we start to really embrace this uncertainty and this unknown, and being flexible with these energies, the more doors and opportunities that are going to open. Very much connected into that expansion, because we're going to expand our horizons. We're going to expand what it is we know and how we come about those situations, how we deal with that unknown and that uncertainty. All right, let's go into some challenges here. So let's go into the challenge. What challenge will my tiger iron friends, ooh, that one almost hit the floor. Will my tiger iron friends face for the week of May 3rd to the 9th? All right, let's see what we've got here. The Ace of Cups, that Holy Grail. We are going to question our ability to connect in, to receive that guidance, to interpret those messages. We're going to question those messages, and we're going to second guess ourselves and our abilities. The Knight of Wands. Knights are that adolescent no fear energy, that wand, passion, creativity. Literally, we're going to be running around like with our hair on fire, which is really going to impact that sense of stability, that connectedness, and most importantly, that reflection. We need to bring in and rein in this energy. Rather than running away from the problem, because let's be honest, our ego is going to run for the hills. We need to rein it in, use that energy for some reflection and some grounding. These aspects open up many opportunities for us. The Knight of Wands makes us run away from those opportunities, blinding us from what it is we can achieve and we can learn. Taking that time to take those deep breaths, we need to focus from the head rather than the heart, that passion center. Critically thinking about things and getting the job done. Essential skills and energies for this week. So let's look at some blessings. What blessings can my Tiger Iron friends embrace for the beginning of the week? Complacency connects in to that Knight of Wands. Why would we want to reflect? Things are going well. Let's keep going. And let's go faster and more furious and get more done. Missing those opportunities. Missing that advancement. And missing that connection. When we take the day for granted, we take this time for granted, and we don't really reflect in, that's when life starts to pass us by. We miss opportunities that are going to help us in our journey, help us in our understanding. We need to be active participants rather than those sideline observers in our lives. This is our life. We contracted and arranged for this to happen, for experiences and learning opportunities. We need to embrace them and engage them rather than run away from them and watch them go by. What about the middle of the week? What blessing can my Tiger Iron friends embrace for the middle of the week? Renewal. What a beautiful card. The more knowledge, the more stable we are, the more recovery, the more rejuvenation and renewal we'll feel, the stronger we'll feel. Putting in some reflection and legwork at the beginning of the week is going to give you that aha, zen moment in the middle of the week. Very much an important factor for us to take on that uncertainty, giving us that strength to embrace and sit with that uncertain energy. So let's look at the end of the week. What blessing can my Tiger Iron friends embrace for the end of the week? Balance. Beautiful card. Very important message. When we're sitting with that uncertain energy, it kind of makes us feel a little bit off. We need to remember to balance our lives. This uncertain energy is going to feel like a yoga pose. When you're putting yourself and your body in a situation that the pose is pulling on a muscle that may be a bit tender, maybe a bit uncomfortable. the more you sit with it and you breathe into it, the more you're able to achieve, the greater understanding you have of your body and of the situation. This is very much the energy that we need to embrace at the end of the week. Yeah, it might feel and pinch a bit, but what we're going to gain from that will outweigh that moment of discomfort. Card also reminds us of the importance of balancing out that physical and spiritual aspects of self so that you are able to maintain and sustain those physical obligations. We do have this amazing opportunity of more time to embrace and work on these aspects than ever before because many of us are working from home. We also have less commitments in the outside physical world, giving us that extra time that we need to focus in and embrace these elements and opportunities. So we're going to end off with any further insight and guidance that we can offer my Tiger Iron friends for the week of May 3rd to the 9th. The Two of Cups. Now, the Two of Cups is known as the lesser lovers. And it's not talking about that emotion of love or connection is less than. It's called the lesser lovers because it's the everyday implementation of that connection, of that important intimate relationship. This intimate relationship that's going to really provide you that needed support, guidance, and connection is with your higher self. We need to rely on our relationship with ourselves because we're going to have that Ace of Cups as a stumbling point. When you rely on and nurture the relationship with that higher self, with your crown chakra, you're strengthening and reinforcing that connection, those messages, and at the end of the day, that understanding. So relying on and really working on that connection with self, that relationship with self, will go a long way, not only for this week, but for weeks and months to come. The Five of Wands. Fives are always a conflict number. They're challenging and hard to deal with. The Five of Wands talks about that inner conflict, those inner passions, those conflicting views. We need to really be mindful and challenge that internal dialogue that's going to bring you down. Because when we start to listen to those negative self-talks, those negative reinforcements, we lower our vibration. Lowering our vibration means that we will miss out on that support, on that wisdom on how to move forward. Strengthening our individual system and self. And then at the end of the day, also that global sense. We need to stay in that high vibration, that love and gratitude. We need to squash that inner dialogue that brings us down very quickly. Reinforcing that knowledge, that wisdom, and those skills that help you forward. The Ace of Pentacles. We're looking at those seeds, those pieces that we plant within ourselves. Like I said, we're going to gain that insight of wisdom in our recovery. That wisdom and insight that recovery and the Page of Swords is offering us is going to help plant little seeds. Help us to have those pieces and skills that we're going to need later down the line to overcoming those challenges, whether it be an individual challenge or this global challenge. Additionally, as we are going forward, as we are sending out those light and love energies to others, we're going to be planting seeds in them, encouraging and inspiring them to take on some of this negativity, to challenge that complacency, to be an active participant in their lives too. Now we do have double aces, the cups and the pentacles. In angel messages, when you've got that multiple one, the angels are telling you this is a time to believe in yourself and your abilities. We need to keep that in our forefront of our brain when those challenges come up. When we're sitting with that uncertain energy, that uncertainty is going to aggravate and influence these negative thoughts because our ego is going to scream at us that we're in danger. Why would we want to change when everything is going perfectly fine? It goes back to that complacency. It's time to engage in our lives and be active participants. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching my video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and that you're able to gain some direction and insight into what the week holds for you. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing and fun videos coming your way. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss any of these videos. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out. Until tomorrow, my Tiger Iron friends.